More stories now. Flourish Africa, a platform created for young women to engage in intellectual dialogue, has held its 2019 conference, the third since inception. The conference, which is a major part of Flourish Africa project, was themed Motion to Disrupt, a topic which, according to the convener, Mrs. Folorunsho Alakija, is apt for this season, as women need to not just make a difference, but be the difference in all spheres of their lives. Our correspondent, Amy John Mekwa, reports.
The desire to boost their motion to disrupt and confront fears to reveal greatness has attracted hundreds of women of all ages and walks of life to the Flourish Africa Conference. The annual gathering is aimed at empowering women to discover and fulfill purpose.
How we plan our day.
The convener of the conference, Mrs. Folorunsho Alakija, elaborates on the theme, Motion to Disrupt.
Disrupting an industry means doing things in an easier way, doing things in a better way, doing things sometimes in a cheaper way. And as we build the group of the movement of formidable women, you'll find that they'll not only be women who want to make a difference. They're going to be women who will be the difference in their spheres of influence.
The keynote speaker, Peace Hyde, following the theme, emphasizes the need for individuals to make their destinies a reality.
I realized that a lot of people tend to use this expression, good things come to those who wait. Have you guys heard that expression? It's a lie. Nothing will come, oh. You will be waiting your whole life, nothing will come. You have to move. When I decided to move, I had a lot of people that cared about me and loved me, that were not sure if I'll be able to do it. But I kept on making a choice that I'm going to follow the vision inside my mind.
And thus came the other speakers, all under the age of 40, who have pushed themselves and made their mark in their chosen field of expertise.
You need to be comfortable and confident enough to ship things out and then tweak. I'm not saying that you shouldn't strive for excellence. I'm saying put it out and keep building upon it.
If I focus on what I love doing, it gets me through the day. So there are things that I don't necessarily like, but I know how to do them.
Find your mission, anything is possible.
Adopting technology and modern means of doing business is also encouraged.
Social media is a gift. It has increased our client base by 100%. It is that good. And I feel any business that wants to start, or you are running and you're not on social media, please go on social media.
Armed with these tips, the women promise to disrupt the norm and challenge status quo for the good of their communities. Amy John Mekwa reporting for Channels Television News.
A $65 million urban water sector reform project is ongoing in Boshi State, and it is involving rehabilitation and expansion of water facilities. The project is a World Bank-assisted program in collaboration with the Boshi State government. Our correspondent Hajira Ali reports.
Men at work at the site of Gubi Dam water treatment plant. It is the first time an expansion work will be carried out here in 27 years. The dam presently has an installed capacity of 45 million liters, that is 10 million gallons per day. But this is unable to meet the water demands of the increasing population of the people in the metropolis. In order to address the inadequate water supply issues, an urban water sector reform project has been initiated.
The Boshi Water Sector Reform Project is being executed by the state government in conjunction with the World Bank through a credit facility of $65.5 million and counterfunded by the state government to the tune of $6.5 million.
The scheme is to provide water of 75 million liters, that is 18.75 gallons per day. And this, as I earlier said, is to meet the water challenge of the metropolis.
The project, among other things, covers the rehabilitation and expansion of conventional water treatment plants, rehabilitation of Gobi Dam embankments, construction of concrete reservoirs, and expansion of 100-kilometer mains distribution network. The completion date is set for December 2021, but the governor is concerned about the water scarcity residents might face during the period. He unveils a palliative measure.
Government has given the marching order to the Boshi State Urban Water and Sewer Corporation to ensure that no account should there be acute shortage of water in the state. Consequently, the sum of $137,452,000 has been approved to the corporation to fast-track all plans to provide potable water in the state capital, pending the completion of the main project.
With the highest quality standards and ensure that by latest in 1 year, that means in June 2020, that project will be completed for the people of Boshi, and we will ensure that we will give you more clean water as we can do it now.
Governor Muhammad, accompanied by the Emir of Boshi, unveils the plaque and inspects project sites. The people are delighted about this initiative as they look forward to the timely conclusion of the project. Hajira Aliyu, Channels Television News.
Residents of Upper Dutse area in the nation's capital, Abuja, are asking the federal government and authorities to evacuate the growing refuse dump in their area. Those who spoke to Channels Television lament that the refuse, coupled with the bad state of the road, is causing major health hazards in the area.
It's a 6-minute drive to the city center in the nation's capital. Residents of this community are confronted by these heaps of refuse, which is littered on both sides of the road. Aside from blocking the drainage system in the area, it raises health concerns among the residents.
Dirty is bringing some disease for environment. If the environment is not clean, so it's bringing some sickness. So we want so that if government can feel help, it can feel help us so that may them come and see the area and may them help us to pack the disease, the dirty for the area.
This place is very, very dirty. Like up there, it's very, very dirty. All those children used to pick some things on the baller, so we feel like cleaning them. I want the government come clean this dirty. See the tea here, see the tea here. This road not fine. I want me them come clean the road, man, be fine place. Everybody down they here smell the audience. With the walk, let them enjoy the sight.
Business owners, motorists, and even passers-by have to also contend with the poor state of the road, which makes movement around the area difficult.
Government will try to repair the road and to maintain the road for us, because it's the road makes sense, and it makes shortcut for many people are driving. You me too. The more I follow this place to go Kabusa, I'll follow this course short.
The road construction has become main since last year, and up to now, nothing has been done about it. They just came and they did the quotas, and since then they left. Because now from here, from the one to Apo, it's very jammed. So if this one can be done, it will ease the traffic over there. People can easily move from that point to Ogoma, to CBN. It will be very easy for us to motorize on.
But an official of the Abuja Municipal Area Council explains the efforts being made to address the situation.
What I mean, we are actually to harmonize some gray areas with both the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, ourselves, and the community, so that we actually give a channel where they will actually dump their waste. And when they dump their waste, maybe after a week or two, we can evacuate, so that it will not actually litter in the way that is causing destruction and obstruction, so that you both every other person will see it and actually appreciate that we are working. And that is the area we are going to concentrate.
The area is home to several estates, which is a fast-evolving business in the nation's capital. Perhaps, if something is done about the state of the road and the refuse dump, the area could be an attractive venture for real estate investors.
You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, reaching you live from Lagos. Let's now switch over to business news with Adebisi Adebayo.
Welcome to Business News. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria is expected to hold its fourth rate setting meeting for the year next week, Monday and Tuesday. Ahead of the meeting, analysts at ARM Research say the committee may cut the benchmark interest rate from 50 to 100 basis points. According to a monetary policy review note released on Friday, the research firm says there is less room for aggressive rate tightening by the central bank, despite higher maturity profile in the fourth quarter of the year. ARM Research believes that the MPC will consider the dovish position of major central banks in advanced economies, the lower inflationary pressures in the coming months, and the recent posture of financial regulator on banks' credit profile. Meanwhile, rate decisions by Angola, Ghana, and Kenya are also expected next week. Now, the main index of Nigeria's stock market shed 2.27% this week as sell pressure continued into the third trading week of July. The equities capitalization also closed the week lower at 13.6 trillion naira. A further breakdown of this week's numbers also reveals sectoral losses across board, except the brewers and food industry, which closed in the positive territory. The shares of FBN Holdings, GT Bank, and UBA are lead contributors to a total of 420.92 million shares worth 5.51 billion naira from 3,430 transactions. 15 equities appreciated in price during the week, led by Lasaco Insurance, while 52 equities appreciated in price, and top on that list was MC Nichols PLC. In all, a total turnover of 1.08 billion shares worth 13.39 billion naira changed hands in 15,774 deals this week. Away from the markets now, rice and cassava production will soon receive a boost in Niger State, with finance coming from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The financing, which covers a wide range in the agriculture value chain, was announced by the governor of the CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, during a meeting with the Niger State Governor Abubakar Bello at the CBN office in Abuja. Meanwhile, Governor Abubakar Bello says the state is not rescinding its decision to resuscitate all grazing reserves, beginning with the Bobi Grazing Reserves, which has over 40 hectares of land.
We are discussing between Niger State, ourselves, as well as some of the private sector importers of milk. We are discussing the possibilities of how some of these companies can stop the importation of milk, but begin to produce milk from different parts of the country, but beginning with Niger State government. And hopefully we intend to launch, we'll be getting Mr. President to come in to launch the first grazing reserve. That is going to be resuscitated under the program that we are putting in place. Funding will be provided through the Central Bank of Nigeria to the private sector entity, and so they will recover their monies from the milk that is going to be recovered from the livestock.
We're looking at how to curtail the herders farmers conflict, and the best solution would be to develop grazing reserves where we'll keep the herdsmen and provide the infrastructure so they can get better yield with regards to milk and beef. So hopefully, like the governor says, in the next few months, we'll be flagging off the Bobi Grazing Reserve, which is about 32,000 hectares. So I think in the long run, we're on the right track, and we're getting all the necessary support from the Central Bank of Nigeria, and hopefully within the shortest possible time, we'll see some results.
And that's it on Business News. It's back to Gimba for the rest of the news at 10.
Brilliant, many thanks indeed, BC. Still ahead on the news at 10. Joyful fans pour out into the streets to welcome Algeria's victory of the Africa Cup of Nations team back home for a parade in the capital city, Algiers. Stay with us.